how you can use this template and still get 79 plus easily. Here is our template. So whatever you see in the image, split it like left and right or top and bottom. Let's talk about the big surprise. Still waiting for our marks. Here it is. See, I got 81 out of 90. The good news is I am starting my own coaching center. Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. As I have promised in my last video, I will try to give you guys the templates as soon as possible, especially for describe image, writing essay, and whatever is remaining, I will try my best to give it to you. In this video, I will be providing you the new strategy and template for describe image. Also, I have got a big surprise for all of you preparing for PTE, so make sure you watch this video till the end. As you all know, the old template for describe image is not working anymore, so we had to come up with a new strategy for describe image. And now I will show you in a very simple way how you can use this template and still get 79 plus easily. In describe image, we will have a picture like this, maybe with graph, or we can have a pie chart or anything. What we will get is we will get 25 seconds to take preparation. And once that 25 seconds finishes, we will have 40 seconds to give our response. So basically, we will have 40 seconds to answer this graph. To be honest, you don't have to speak for 40 seconds. But one thing you have to make sure is speak at least 20 seconds. The best thing would be try speaking for 25 to 35 seconds. If you're within that range, that's perfect. Before showing the template, let me quickly give you some tips for describe image. Like most of the sections in PTE, this describe image also depends on the three big factors. The most important factor, fluency. Fluency is always the king. That's what I tell you again and again. The second, pronunciation. Third is content. Content means basically trying to get some words from this graph. That's called content. Then speak at least 25 to 30 seconds or maybe 35. Better is 25 to 35. So speak between 25 to 35 seconds. Then a lot of people worry about grammar or making sense. When you're speaking, don't worry about the grammar. If there is grammatical error, trust me, that's not a problem. Also, some of the things you're saying might not make sense. Totally okay. Focus more on 1 and 2. Don't worry about grammar. And then stop using old strategies like keyword templates. We all know that the keyword template was very easy and simple to use, but unfortunately it's not going to work anymore. Then speak in a flow, which means in a fluent way. Let me show you an example. Let's say I'm reading this thing. Stop using old strategies like keyword templates. See, this was in a very bad flow. You have to speak like this. Stop using old strategies like keyword templates. See what I did? I wasn't super fast, but I read in a flow. I didn't stumble, I didn't hesitate, I just read this way. Like the way I'm speaking now. I'm not fumbling, right? That's how you have to speak. If you fumble once or twice, that's fine, but try to speak as fluently as you can. And now is the time to show you guys my new template. Let's go! Here is our template. You need to speak 6 sentences, and let me show you how you can start. The first sentence, very easy. What you will say is the dash shown here provides information about dash. The dash means from the image you will say, let's say this is a graph. You can say the graph shown here provides information about what? This is Rise of the Smartphone. That's the title. The first line is the graph shown here provides information about Rise of the Smartphone. That's how we will complete the first sentence. It's super simple, right? If it's a graph or an image, you can say anything. Let's say instead of graph, there's an image. You can say the image shown here provides information about a beach. Like that. That's simple, right? You just talk about the scenario. So our first line is very easy. You just fill in the gaps, seeing the graph or whatever the image has. Then the second line is also very simple. You will say, we can see the x-axis shows dash and the y-axis represents dash. This is again for something like graph. When you're seeing there is an x-axis and there is a y-axis, you can easily use this line, right? You can say the x-axis shows what? We can see the x-axis shows the number of years, right? You can say number of years. And what's the y-axis? What does the y-axis represents? The y-axis represents the percentage of US adults who use smartphones. See, 20, 40, 60, 80. These are the percentages. Very simple. 1 and 2 goes, and then comes 3. Sorry, before going to 3, for point number 2, let's say we have an image. Then you can't say x-axis and y-axis, right? For image, let me just make it very simple for you. When you have an image, you can see at the left side of the image, we can see an ocean, right? On the left, we can see an ocean. And on the right side of the image, we can see some boats and people. So whatever you see in the image, split it like left and right, or top and bottom. So I'm just giving you an idea how you can use this point number for image. Now let's come to point number 3. First of all, dash. So unfortunately for this point number 3, 4 and 5, for point number 3 and 4, you have to add a sentence of your own. I can't give you anything like a template for this. So you say first of all, and then say something about this image. Trust me, it's not that hard. For these 2 points, what you have to do is just say anything from the image. Let's say I see, first of all, I will say like, first of all, in the year 2015, we can see there's a big spike in the usage of smartphone. You can say anything, just take 2 random lines for point number 3 and point number 4. Very soon, I will show you how I would tackle this describe image. Like if I get this question, how I would answer it. You have to say 2 lines by yourself. That's the challenge. Earlier, you could just take keywords, but now you have to say something. And then finally, we come to point number 5. The maximum value is dash and the minimum value is dash. This is effective for pie, bar or graph. As we can see, this is a graph. We can say the maximum value is 90 and the minimum value is 30. We can see there's 30 and 90, but it doesn't have to be accurate. You can say anything. Let's say we said maximum value is 80, minimum value is 20. It doesn't make sense, but you will still get marks. And for the image, you can't use this maximum and minimum value. In the image, you can say another interesting fact about this picture is, and then you go to the image, you say something like, another interesting fact about this picture is we can see a lot of humans at this time of the day, right? So just take some random words. And finally, we will end our describe image saying, to summarize, the image outlines dash. So let's say to summarize, the image outlines the rise of the smartphone. I am just saying the title. Just talk about the title. That's how you will finish. And if there's like a picture, you will say, to summarize, the image outlines the scenario of a beach. You can say anything. So that's how you have to finish it. If I simply summarize the whole template, there's like 6 sentences. The first 2 sentences are very simple. You just take my lines and put the keywords from the image. And for the 3rd and 4th point, you just have to pick 2 lines from the graph. It's very simple. Don't worry. Just say anything you have in mind, but make sure you are speaking fluently and picking few words from the graph or from the image. And point number 5 is very easy for graph. You just have to pick the maximum and the minimum value. And you say the maximum value is this, the minimum value is this. That's all. And at the end, the last line, you will say, to summarize the image outlines, then say the title of the graph. And if it's an image, just give an overview of the image. That's all. Are you finding it very complicated or overwhelming? Don't worry. Like every single time, I will show you now how easily you can use this template and get good marks. But before showing that, let's talk about the big surprise. In the past few weeks, I have been getting a lot of messages from students asking for personal classes, suggestions, and advices. Unfortunately, I'm not able to help each of you individually. But the good news is, I am starting my own coaching center. So for those of you who need personal classes, guidance, or advices for your PTE exam, PTE Masterclass by RH is where you have to come. So this is our Facebook page. If you're interested to enroll in our courses, you can just directly go to this page and just simply message us saying you need classes. Currently, I have got really good instructors who can guide you with the latest PTE templates and make sure you get your desired score. We have a 2-week crash course for students who want to learn PTE really fast, and for someone who really needs a lot of help and wants to learn with time, I've got a 6 weeks full course for you as well. So make sure you check out our page and you can send us a message. Also, you can use the promo code RH30 to get $30 off, which is valid only for the first 30 days as a special discount to our viewers. Now let me show you the demo of how I would answer this describe image using my template and using all these 6 sentences. So observe my answer very carefully. Let us start. The graph shown here provides information about the rise of the smartphone. We can see the x-axis represents the number of years from 2005 to 2020, and the y-axis represents the percentage of US adults from 20% to 100%. First of all, there are 2 lines, one showing cell phone and the another showing smartphone. The image also shows the comparison between any smartphone and cell phone. The maximum value here is around 90% and the minimum value is close to 40%. To summarize, the image outlines the rise of the smartphone. See, I spoke a lot. I think I spoke for 37 seconds. That's a lot. You don't have to speak this much, but since I was fluent, I was confident, I just thought of speaking as much I could. Now let's check our marks. Click to score. The graph shown here provides information. As you have noticed, I tried using all the 6 sentences. If you want, you can make some small changes here, but make sure to follow this template as closely as you can. Now, we're still waiting for our marks. Here it is. See? I got 81 out of 90. We got 81 for content. Pronunciation I got 80 and fluency 82. So overall we got a very good score. In some of the words I think I took some long pauses because I was thinking. That's why I got some red marks. But overall it's pretty easy. Did you see how simple my strategy was? And I still got 81. You can easily get 79 plus. So you just have to make 5 or 6 sentences like I used in my template. And easiest part, sentence 1 and sentence 2. You just have to use that and take the keywords from the graph. And for the last 2 sentences like 5 and 6, where I say the point number 5 is maximum value is this, minimum value is this. That's very easy. And at the end, point number 6, you say to summarize, the image outlines this thing, whatever this is about, the topic. And the challenging part here is the 2 sentences in the middle. You have to make your own sentences. You can make anything you want. You saw how I made up 2 sentences. The most important thing here was, if you guys have noticed, I was being very fluent. I was not too fast. I spoke fluently and I didn't fumble. So that's why I got a very good marks. You have to make sure you don't fumble. You just remain calm and speak these words. Also make sure you understand that you won't always be getting a graph or a bar. Sometimes you might have a picture, as I've shown earlier. Like maybe you got a picture of a beach. So what you have to do is most of the things will be same. Only point number 2 and point number 5 will be different. As I told you, for point number 2, for an image, you will say, we can see on the left hand side, blah, 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 and on the right hand side, blah, blah, blah. So you're saying instead of x and y axis, you're saying on the left hand side, you're seeing this, and on the right side, you are seeing this. Let's say on the right side, there's an ocean, and left side, there's some people. So you will say like that. And for point number 5, you can't say maximum and minimum value. You will say another interesting fact about this picture is, let's say there's a lot of people. You can say about this picture is the beach is very crowded. So that's all. And then you finish saying this line. If you can follow my template and be fluent, you will easily get 79 plus. You don't have to worry about anything else. But for speaking fluently, it takes a lot of practice. Especially those of you who are hesitating, you try to be a bit patient, try to be calm, and then try speaking fluently. It's not gonna come in a day. You have to practice and make it better. And if you're still facing issues, you know that you can come to RH Masterclass and get our coachings where we will try finding your weaknesses and make sure that becomes your strength. Basically, your weakness becomes your strength. That's pretty much all for today. In the next video, I will try coming up with the remaining templates, especially for the writing essay and speech and summarizing spoken text and whatever there is. Since I'm getting a lot of requests for making videos this time, I'm trying to make the videos as soon as possible, so the next videos are going to be released soon. So see you until next time.